Hi everyone, welcome to another render demo, how to draw video tutorial. Glad you're with us. Today we're going to show you how to draw the Taj Mahal. Let's get started. I'm going to use a sheet of paper and a ruler with a pencil so we can erase our lines once we're done. So for the first step, we're going to draw a rectangular shape at the base. And this will be just a thin rectangle that the building can be sitting on. Okay, now we're going to find the center somewhere around here, and we're going to draw a large rectangle in the center with two smaller ones off to the sides. Okay, so we'll do a rectangle up like this, and I'll come over to this side, roughly the same distance over to this side. Okay, and then I'll draw a line at the top. All right, next what I'm going to do is we'll drop the side structures a little bit shorter, somewhere about here. So we'll draw a horizontal line to the ground like this. So this is going to be narrower than this size here. So if you look at this and we measure about 1 3/4 inches, so we want to be shorter than that. So if 1 3/4 is here, I think if you went about halfway or so, just something a little bit narrower like that. And what I'll do is I'll draw this line at the top. I'll just extend that off on that side as well. And if you want this to be symmetrical, grab this measurement, if you're using inches like I am, and then you can indicate the same length of that line on the opposite side. And we'll draw two vertical lines to connect those, just like this. Okay, and now the next step will be to add a narrower structure on either side of this. And these are going to be just slightly shorter than this distance. So this distance here, we're going to go just a little bit shorter, and I'll draw two lines across on both sides. And if this was 1 inch, I'll do a 1/2 inch for this side here. All right, something like that. And then I'll draw a vertical line on both sides, just like that. All right, now we have our base form structure here. Okay, the next step, let's add some caps on top of this building here. So what we'll do for this is we'll go upwards from the tops here. So we'll do this, we'll draw a line like that, and something that's overhanging there. And then we'll create a cap for these two end buildings here. Just like that. And then we'll do the same for this one over here. But this one here, all we'll do is it won't be an extended, like overhanging. We'll just run this up a little bit, just like that. And we'll just add an additional line across for that. And then the top one will have an overhang for this one. So we can kind of overhang this a bit and then go up like that. And then we'll just connect those like that. Okay, next from these two side ones here, we will go inside of this line here, just a little bit like that, and we'll do the same on this side. And you don't want to go all the way to the top edge. You want to be just under this edge, so somewhere right about here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll come down to that line and I'll draw a line across to meet with this vertical line. And over here I'll do the same, and I'll connect that vertical line like that. And now over here we'll have a little bit of an overhang on both sides for this cap. Okay, something like this, and then we'll connect the two. Connect the two across like that. Okay, now for the center, we'll go back there and we will create a line right about here across, but it won't go all the way to the edge because we're going to create kind of like an entryway. So we'll stop just before we get to the edges, something like that. And then over here, let's try to get this thickness here the same on this side. So let's put a notch like that to show how far away we want that to be. And then we'll extend those lines down. And then we'll do an offset to this line. Go inside of that line just a little bit. Just like that. Okay, and now we're going to try to find the center of this length here. So somewhere about here. Okay, and then we're going to come, so between here and here, if we find the center point this way, we'll go just under that a little bit. So we'll come here, here's the center, and we'll come just down a little bit, and we're not going to go to the edges. All right, but we'll create, again, another thickness, the same type of thickness as those two sides. All right, so there's a little bit of a gap here. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we'll extend this line up just a little bit on both sides. And then what we want to do is we want to create this round curved shape that's going to curve in this direction, and then it's going to curve in this direction. And we don't want it to come and touch this point, this line here. We want it to kind of stop it just before. And then we'll try to mirror this shape on the other side as best we can. Just like that. All right, the next step, what we can do is we can draw this shape that we have here, this archway kind of form. What we'll do is we'll draw that for this large piece here and then these two side pieces. So what I'll do is I'll find that center here and I'll draw a vertical line, just a light line like that, just to kind of show me where the center part is. And then if you take this length, and it's not going to be as tall, it's going to be just a little bit shorter than this length here, just a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to put a line, a little dot right there. That's going to be the point and the top of my roof. And then what we're going to do for this one here at the top, you see how this was straight. Over here, this is going to kind of come out just a little bit. It's going to be rounded. So I would draw it very lightly and kind of slowly curve this in this direction, and then we'll curve it in the opposite direction as we get to the point. And if you go and extend back, see how my point was here? I actually went above that. That's fine. You know, you want this shape to look really nice and elegant. So if you have to edit your point, that's fine. You don't have to stick with it. All right, and then what we'll do is we'll try to draw that same curved shape coming out on this side. All right, if you want to flip your page and change the angle, that's fine. I want to try to keep this centered for you all to see, so I'm just going to kind of work like that. Okay, so there we have our dome shape there, and now what we'll do is we'll do the same shape but just scale it down a little bit smaller for these two side roofs. And these will come right about here. Okay, so if I find my center of this shape here, okay, so that's going to be somewhere about here, like that, and then we'll do the same over here. Okay, we have those drawn in. Now we can create a curved shape down here. So we'll start right about here, and we'll just create a slight curve like that. And we'll do the opposite shape up over here near the top. And then for these side ones, we'll just do the tops like this. Okay. And then we can go and add some window, kind of like arch shapes in the centers here. So I'll go and draw one in each of, two stacked. So there'll be one at the base and one at the top stacked. We'll kind of spread those out. Now we'll do two in the center. These will be a little bit closer to the center here. The sides here, we'll do these two towers. We'll start a little bit off of the building here, and we're going to come at a slight angle. And we're going to go up to almost the roof line here. Okay, so we'll stop right about here. And this will be a flat shape there, and then we'll come back down like this. We'll do the same on the other side. So we'll do a rectangle along the edge. It's a vertical rectangle, a little narrow, something like that. And then we'll have a little smaller, narrower one at the top, almost like a candle flame, like a peak shape like that. And then we'll do these candle-like shapes right here as well. We'll do that on the other side. Just like that, and then we can add 3 windows, arches inside here. So I'll start with the middle. Okay, and then we'll add these circular shapes at the points of the roofs, and then we'll put some lines that are going to come off of that point there. And then we can add caps to these side towers. From the tower here, we'll create a rectangle here, one about here, and then another down below. Now I'll ink this in, and I'll start with my lines that are in front. I'm going to grab my eraser and erase the pencil lines. All right, now I'm going to grab a couple of these beige colors and marker in the building. Well, thanks for following along and drawing the Taj Mahal. We hope you like this video tutorial. Click the channel subscription button down below. That way you could see new tutorials that we come out with. And have a good one. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.